Brendan Taylor here, True School Sports. I'm with Carl Moretti. Carl, nice to finally get you on the channel and talk to you.
Good to be here.
Yeah. Really interesting card. You got Abdullah Mason versus Albert Bell. How did you get somebody to agree to fight Albert Bell? Because that seems to be, it's been a pretty hard thing over the years.
It all started with Cordina pulling out 12 days before the fight, and we put a short list together. Went through that list of who was available. Albert Bell was on the list, and he was really the only one who stood up and accepted the fight. He was in camp already for the Andy Cruz fight, so it wasn't a physical thing. And to get a shot at the world title rather than an eliminator and stuff like that shows you the kind of guy that Albert Bell is. Also shows you the kind of guy that Abdullah is for accepting the challenge.
Correct. You guys used to promote Albert Bell.
He had 9 fights with him.
Yeah. How hard was it to get him big fights? It seemed like it was difficult.
It was impossible.
Yeah.
We went as far as we could with it. We left on amicable terms, but we just couldn't get him a real. He fought Andy Ventus in a great fight. Where he looked the best, and then after that, just some average performances. But we couldn't get any big names to fight him, and we just parted ways, and now we find ourselves here today.
Yeah, it's crazy. Full circle moment. Yeah,
crazy.
Only in boxing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was talking to Bob yesterday, and he said that he feels like Abdullah Mason's a special fighter. Do you feel the same way, and if so, why?
He is a special fighter because, he's grown up in the sport. You can see the talent, but there are guys that wouldn't have taken this fight.
Yeah.
Period. But at the end of the day, he's a fighter. This is what he does. He's not going to pull out of anything, and this is what it ended up at. And it just shows you how special he is. And he's got a real fight on his hands. Not that he didn't with Cordina, but this is a totally different animal.
Yeah, long, rangy guy, disciplined professional.
Difficult.
Yeah.
Just difficult. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, very tough first defense. Bruce Carrington also has a very first tough defense against Palacios.
Yeah.
How do you see that?
We were going back and forth, and he's got to get up for a guy. He just didn't want an easy defense because I gotta. If I'm going to do 7 weeks in camp and get challenged, I need a challenge on the other side, and Palacios certainly presents that. Coming off a great win with Sagawa, he did better with Sagawa actually than Shu did.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that's what Shu wants. He wants to fight. If he can't get a unification, he wants to fight legit guys, and Palacios is certainly legit.
No, he definitely is. Southpaw, very athletic, heavy-handed.
Not scared, as you can see. Yeah.
So it'll be a great one.
It'll be different.
It'll be a really good fight. A lot of boxing fans, Carl, complain about the fact that there's been no unifications in the featherweight division for 20+ years now. A lot of exciting champions in the division right now. Top Rank has 2 of them. They got a piece with one of them with Angelo. What's the holdup with the unification fights?
Money, probably. The availability, timing, mandatories. The goal is for everybody to do a mandatory, is to do a unification between now and the end of the year. Mm-hmm. We got to get through Saturday. I know Espinoza, we've had some brief talks about him. I don't know what Figueroa is doing. Angelo Leo had a tough break losing his fight down in Atlanta. I think you would have seen that next. So I think he wants to just get it in the ring and get a fight, which I can respect, having lost out on that other fight. So they'll come. It's just, like boxing, it takes forever. Yeah,
it does. Is it also, too, the presence of Inoue at 122, the fact that he could move up, is that holding the business up on the other side?
I thought that was the case last year, but latest conversations with Mr. Honda was he was going to stay at 122. There's some talk of BAM, but I don't know if that happens next. Maybe he'll just, look to fight at 126. So he's really not a 26 pounder.
No.
22 is the limit. So I don't know what they're going to do next. I don't think they're sure what they're going to do next. But you know what? Being the king, you can do whatever you want.
It's true. He's a money guy on these weights. He's I know his dad's expressed that they really don't want to go to 126 because
I get
the weight, the size, So
he's not listen, he's barely a 22 pounder. I can see, it's a different level at 26. So if the fights never happen at 26, it's not because he's not a great fighter. It's just because there's limits to these things.
Correct. Which of the unifications do you feel is the most likely to happen first? What's the most makeable unification in your eyes, knowing what you know?
It depends what Angelo Leo's time frame is next and is mandatory. I could see Shushu fighting Leo. I could see Shushu fighting Espinoza. I honestly don't know what Figueroa is doing.
Okay.
I don't have any control of what they do. I don't know what they're looking to do.
He said, I talked to him. He said he wanted to do like a fight in his hometown, like a voluntary.
Okay.
Yeah, so
is that scheduled at all?
no,
or-
it's not scheduled. It was that's what he said when
Oh,
I
he's
interviewed
been-
him.
when did he fight Nick Ball?
He fought Nick Ball back in, I'm gonna say February, around that time.
All right, well,
Yeah.
it's time.
Yeah.
Okay, so listen, I think they'll eventually come around because guys want bigger paydays, and that's
Correct.
the only way to get them is fight a huge name or a unification.
Yeah. Okay. Which of those matchups is the most exciting to you? The featherweight champions.
They're all good.
Is there one that
fights.
stands out to you, or?
Well, the biggest names are Shushu and Espinoza. So that's probably the biggest fight in the division. Mexico, U.S. That's really the biggest fight in the division. So that's probably one of the best fights in the division too. So we'll see if we can get there too.
I know. Well, I know like Angelo and Espinoza have been the two longest reigning champions of the division too.
Yeah, but they've been out of pocket a little bit.
Yeah.
Espinoza. Any of those fights are good fights. Let's just get one of them. Maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's just get one, and then we'll go from there.
The last was Marquez Derek Gainer, I believe.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, that was the
Wow.
last. Yeah, it's been that long. That's why
Wow.
boxing fans are frustrated.
Wow.
But
that's a lot.
last question, Carl. I saw a report. I'm not sure if it's true about supposedly Xander Zayas. His next fight will be promoted by Matchroom Boxing. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I know a lot about
Yeah.
It's not going to be for a while. It's more complicated than just saying that. It's more has to do with what the deal was going in and everything like that. But I think you'll see it towards the end of the year or first part of next year. What weight and who it is, we have no idea yet. He just fought last week.
Well, was that part of doing the Boots fight? Was that promised in the contract?
It was part of a overall deal on eventual matchups and potential matchups. It's really not as
Black and white, maybe.
yeah, it's not as much as people like to make it as a big deal. Like we're obviously Xander's promoter, but
Correct.
if we're going to talk about a specific fight at 160, then it could end up like that or something like that.
That makes sense. Thank you, Carl.
All right.